welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new. My name is Hallie and I'm so happy that you're here. I am so excited about today's video. A couple weeks ago, we hit 10,000 subscribers, which was my 1-year goal, and it is absolutely crazy to me that we hit it in 3 months. Genuinely, thank you guys so much for all of the support you guys have shown me already, and I just can't wait to see where this channel goes throughout the next year. But I thought it would be such a cool idea to try and read 10,000 seconds a day to celebrate hitting 10,000 subscribers. And I thought of this idea because I always see people doing like the pages a day challenge. Bentley is like losing his mind behind me. I always see people doing like the read 200 pages a day for a week challenge, or read 100 pages a day, or read, you know, whatever. But I was like, oh my god, 10,000 seconds a day. It's so fun. So that's what we're going to be doing in today's video. I am going to try and read 10,000 seconds a day every single day for the next week to celebrate hitting 10,000 subscribers. So I've done the math, and 10,000 seconds a day is 2 hours and 46 minutes. That is how much I will be trying to read. Honestly, I feel like it's not even that much. Whenever I think 10,000 seconds, I was thinking like, man, this is gonna be like hours and hours and hours, which it is technically hours and hours, but like it just doesn't feel, it feels very doable. So we are starting off tonight on Monday, January 1st. Happy New Year's, you guys. This will be my first reading vlog of the year. This actually will be my first book of 2024, so I'm so excited. This will be my first full year as a reader and first full year full-time on YouTube. So this is just such an exciting year, and I'm so happy to have you guys here with me to start off the new year right. There is one issue. It's already 9:57. Oh my god, it's supposed to rain tonight. Sorry, that's so exciting. I love the rain. Let me put my phone down so I stop getting distracted. It's already 9:58. It is so much later than I wanted it to be starting this video, and I almost didn't start it, but then I was like, you know what, whatever. Like, life is not perfect, and I'm not going to not start the vlog just because it's not perfect, because that's not realistic. So I'm still gonna try and read as much as I can tonight. First of all, like I mentioned in my reading wrap up, I'm actually almost done with a book called The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. It is a hockey romance, and it's the second in the Vancouver Storm series. This book is so good. So they're both hockey romances, and they both follow different characters. Both of the main male characters are best friends and teammates on the Vancouver Storm hockey team, and then the girls are sisters in the books. So the first book follows the younger sister, and then the second book follows the older sister. And in the first book, the trope was like not childhood friends to lovers, but it was like they both had a crush on each other in high school, but neither of them knew it, and then she became the guy's assistant, and they both thought that neither of them remembered each other from high school, and they were like too embarrassed to say anything. So that was like the first book. And this book is like enemies to lovers. So the sister is a physio something, not like a massage therapist, but like a physical therapist on the sports team, and her ex who cheated on her gets switched to the sports team that she's on, and so she agrees to fake date Rory Miller, which is her like enemy, to get back at her ex basically. So it's the fake dating trope. It's just so cutie patootie, and genuinely I love Stephanie Archer's writing. Like, both of these books honestly are looking to be 5 stars, and this one especially, it has so much that I did not expect. Like, not only does it have the romance, it has banter, the spice is like spicy, but also there's this whole other element to this book because she is a yoga instructor, and her mom, as she's gotten older, because her mom used to be a ballerina, but as she's gotten older, she has been very vocal about being uncomfortable in her body, and just like talks down on herself all the time, like always makes self-deprecating jokes, all this stuff. And she always talks about like how she hates hearing her mom talk about herself like that. Like, she wishes that her mom felt beautiful no matter what her body looked like, and how people always tell her, oh, you look exactly like her mom. And she's like, okay, well, does that mean one day I'm gonna hate the way I look like my mom does, and like all this stuff. So she really wants to open a body positive, full inclusivity yoga studio, because a lot of people have had like bad experiences in yoga studios as well, like just not feeling comfortable and welcome. So it created like this whole other subplot around that, which I honestly have loved so much. Like, the way that she talks about just like loving yourself and finding your self-worth, and your self-worth is not based on what you accomplish, and like what in life makes you feel worthy, and just like all this stuff. I don't know, I was not expecting that from this little hockey romance book, but I am absolutely loving it. So I am 80% through the book. It says I have an hour and 33 minutes left, and this is literally all I want to read right now. So I think that I'm going to finish this first, because that will be easy for me to like get into my reading mood for the night, because I'm like looking forward to finishing this book. And then I think that I'll probably want to continue reading on the Kindle Kindle just because I'll already be cozy in bed and it's so late. And if I can't read any longer tonight because I started so late, I'm just gonna carry over the time to tomorrow. I really didn't want to do that because I just want to do it accurately, but I figured it's okay as long as I'm starting the video even though it's late, to cut myself some slack for the first day. And then hopefully for the rest of the days I won't have to carry over any time. So let's get started on our first day of reading with The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. I just finished The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer. Definitely a 5-star read for me. It was so good. It was so good. I feel like I can't even begin to tell you why. I literally was like crying at the end. There's so many different layers to it, okay? So first of all, it's a spicy romance, which I love a good spicy romance, but it's crazy because like the first book was like cute, gave me butterflies, whatever, but like the main story was just like their relationship basically. But in this book, it's like their spicy relationship, but then there's like Hazel's relationship with her mom, like I was telling you about, and how she is all for like body positivity and love yourself and all this stuff, which there was so many just sweet moments within that itself that like had me tearing up, like towards like just conversations that she had, not even just with her mom, with some of her like yoga students, where like I said, she would be like guiding them through a meditation and ask them like, what makes you feel worthy? If someone asks like, oh, where do I start with like being more body positive? And she's like, you know, anytime you think of something that you don't like about yourself, instead say something out loud that you love about yourself. And like anytime that you start to feel bad about yourself, write down what triggered that so that you can find patterns and like stop that. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so real. Like, this is so real. But then, not only that, but there's this whole other side story with Rory's parents, because they got divorced when he was a kid, and like he's always getting compared to his dad, who is just like hard ass, doesn't show his emotions, doesn't really have that good of a relationship with Rory. Rory doesn't really have a relationship with his mom because she left when he was a kid because him and his dad were like obsessed with hockey. But it's just like, there was so many stories. Like when I think about this book, I don't just think about Rory and Hazel. Like I think about Hazel's mom, I think about Rory's parents. It was such a big part of the book, and I feel like there was such an underlying theme of like self-love and self-acceptance, which I would not expect to be like a major story point or plot point or whatever in just like a spicy romance book. Because let me tell you, this is very spicy. If you don't like spice, you probably won't like the spice. Obviously, if you don't like spice, that doesn't even make sense. You could skip the spice scenes in this and it won't affect the plot or like the storyline of the book if you don't like spice. There was just such an underlying theme of self-acceptance and self-love and finding your self-worth not through outside things but just through what makes you happy. And like the main part of this life is just what makes you happy. And it was so cute because I didn't realize this, but at the end of the book they go through Christmas and then the end of it is like New Year's and stuff, and they're like starting off New Year's, and I'm like, I literally had butterflies because I'm like, oh my god, it's the first day of the month. She's talking about like chasing your dreams and believing in yourself and self-acceptance and self-love and, you know, everything. And I'm like, I'm so ready for this year. Like, who thought out of a spicy romance I would be motivated, I'd be crying, I would be It's just so good. And there's a third book in the series coming out, and they set up for that book. I think it's gonna be like a love triangle situation with another one of the teammates. But at this point, both of the books that I've read from Stephanie Archer have been 5-star reads for me. So I am definitely looking forward to when that book comes out. And I definitely recommend reading the Vancouver Storm series. They're on Kindle Unlimited. If you have Kindle Unlimited, definitely read those. So good. Like, so good. Anyway, Anyway, it is now 11:52, so it's pretty late, but I'm not feeling too tired. Like, I feel like I could start another book and then I'll definitely go to sleep. I don't think I could read for another hour and 16 minutes, and that's what I have left on my timer, but I feel like I could read for a good like 30 minutes maybe, or like 45 minutes, and then I'll just have like 30 or 45 minutes in the morning. So another book on my TBR is Hooked by Emily McIntyre, and I guess that is actually on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm super tempted to start that. It's a totally different vibe. I thought it was a fantasy, but someone in the comments let me know that it's actually a dark romance, and I've never read a dark romance before, and like the name dark romance kind of intimidates me because I'm like, what's gonna happen in that? But like the girl at the bookstore that was hyping up to her friend genuinely got me so curious to read the book, so now I kind of want to start that. Honestly, I am going to download Hooked. I'm going to turn off the lights, get cozy, turn on a cute little playlist, and just read. It is the next night. It is 10 p.m. and yes, I am still wearing the exact same thing. It's been such a long day. I know I just made this mistake yesterday, but it's the new year and I randomly got the urge to just take down all of our Christmas decor, and I had a super deep cleaning day and we just finished. It is 10:16, Tuesday, January 2nd. So last night I literally updated you guys. I went and made a bagel sandwich and then I ate it and fell right asleep. So I didn't even end up reading any of Hooked last night, but then this morning I woke up and I read for a little bit. I think I only read for like 30 minutes or something. I have 44 minutes left on my timer for yesterday's time, so I'm gonna finish that time and then I'm gonna try and read all of my time for today because I don't want to keep putting time over. So I'm just going to have a late night reading and then be caught up tomorrow and then do better because I can't, this is horrible. Anyway, I made it to page 23 in Hooked. It's chapter 4. So far it's definitely way different than I thought it would be, because first of all I thought this was a fantasy, and then you guys told me in the comments that's a dark romance. So it happens in like modern time. He was talking about like using a cell phone and like he owns a bar. It just was so much different than I thought it would be. He owns a bar, and then Wendy is the daughter of this guy that he like has a grudge against and like wants to kill for some reason. You don't know why yet, but that's basically how he knows Wendy, and he like saw her randomly at the bar one day and was like, oh my god, she's so beautiful and this is perfect because she's my enemy's daughter, so I'm gonna like get to her to get to him type of thing. But nothing else has happened basically. So my Kindle says that I have 6 hours left in the book. I'll probably get about halfway tonight and then finish it tomorrow. But yeah, these are my goals for today. I'm catching up on time. I refuse to let time boil over until tomorrow. So I'm gonna get a little farther into the book and then I will update you guys later. Okay, I have finished my 40, how long was it from yesterday? It was like 40 something minutes from yesterday. I did forget to start the timer, so I ended up reading a little bit longer, but it's fine. I feel like that's my penalty for moving time over to the next day. So it's 11:35 right now. I made it to chapter 9, page 57. And I think I'm gonna move into my room and switch to my Kindle because it's getting late and I'm just like ready to lay in bed. We just took all of our Christmas lights off of our bed today, so I'm just excited to be back to my normal like vibey room and just be cozy in there. I'm liking the book. I don't know how I feel about the dark romance aspect, to be honest. I've never read a dark romance before, and usually I love romances that just give me butterflies and make me giggle, cutesy, I'm just a girl vibes. I like romances where it's like, oh, he's a bad boy, like he whatever, but this is like, I'm a bad boy and I kill people, and let me tell you exactly how I did it in depth. I'm not sure that I need all of that in a romance. So I'm very interested to see. I'm only 20% through the book. I'm very interested to see if I end up liking it better, because right now I'm just feeling kind of like middle of the road. I'm not sure if this is something I would like want more of. I'm not hating it so far though. I am enjoying it. I haven't been bored reading it or had a hard time focusing really. Like, it's been an easy read, honestly. I just don't know if it's necessarily my taste. That's all I have to say. I'm gonna go get cozy in bed and finish the night reading on my Kindle. It's the next day. First of all, feel like my lips look so bright red, so let's just ignore that. I tried the Benetton lip tint thing today, and I don't know, I feel like my lips just look like such a different color. But anyway, are we all so proud of me for finishing all of my time last night? I literally am so proud of myself because for a second, I really thought I wasn't gonna make it. I like started reading in slow motion towards the end, but I pushed through, I did it, and I'm officially caught up on time. I was so annoyed that the first 2 days of the challenge, I'm like messing everything up, but it's fine because we've caught up, and today I am thinking ahead and gonna be smarter about this. So it is 4:41, and tonight me and my friends are doing vision boards, and that doesn't start until 8, so I didn't want to get home super late and then still have all of my reading to do. So Mark got home from work, I got ready, and I am going to try and get all my reading time done right now before I leave so that my chances of success are higher. Last night I made it 60% through the book. That is page 187, chapter 29. And honestly, I'm not like obsessed with the book, but I'm also not hating it. I just feel like it's a good story. Like, I haven't been bored necessarily. I'm just like, I don't really feel connected to the characters, and I think that's my biggest problem is like with romances. I love a compelling story and I love to feel the characters' connections and like whatever. And I think because this is a dark romance, the Hook character obviously is like twisted and like, you know, so it's really hard for me to like ship them and like support that and go for that. So I don't know. I just don't know. So anyway, it is 4:44 right now. Oh my god, angel number 444. How cute. But I am going to get my reading done before vision board night starts. It says I have 2 hours and 26 minutes left in the book, so I'll be able to finish it and then start another book. I'm gonna stop talking. I'll give you guys my final rating once the book is done. I just wanted to like give you a quick update because I did read quite a bit of it last night, and then we will pick our next read and start that before going to vision board night, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Finished Hooked finally. I feel like that last part of the book went so slow for me, but I also think it's just because I'm tired. Reading was gonna put me to sleep, so I feel like I was reading a little bit slower, but I finished Hooked. I honestly feel like I don't know what I want to rate this because I feel like I was having trouble just like rooting for the characters or even like really feeling connected to them. It just felt like I was reading a story, not like I'm really connected to the story and all of that. However, the ending did take me by surprise and it kind of redeemed it a little bit for me. So that's why I'm like, I don't know what to rate it, because I also feel like I won't be like raving about this and I won't really be thinking about it. Like, I'm glad that I read it so I could like see, but I'm not like obsessed with it. But it definitely wasn't bad. Like, especially like I said, because the ending really redeemed this for me. I'm gonna go, I don't know. I don't want to give a final rating yet, but I feel like I'm between like a 3. I don't want to rate it like a 3.5 though, because I mean, I don't know. I feel like a 3 makes sense because I'm not obsessed with it, and I also don't, I mean, I don't know, because also there's some stuff in the plot where I'm just like, I don't like that. Like, I don't like that. I don't know. I'm literally an idiot. I just text my friends and I was like, hey, like, when's everyone gonna get there? Is everyone like on time? My friend Bailey, who's hosting it, she's like, oh, I canceled my Pilates so you guys can come over earlier, like maybe 6:30. And I'm like, girl, it's 7:26. Like, what do you mean come over at 6:30? And no one else said anything. And I was like, why is no one else confused by this? And then I look at the day and I realize we're doing vision boards tomorrow. So at least I already got today's part of the challenge almost done. I only have 17 minutes left on the clock, so that's cool. I cannot believe that I did that. So anyway, I think I'm gonna rate this a 3 for now. I didn't hate it, but I'm not obsessed with it. There were parts in it that I think are just not for me, and that's just the dark romance aspect, so I don't credit that to it being a bad book. I just credit that to not being my taste, which is fine. And the reason that I say like it's not a bad book is because it was entertaining. Like, I wasn't bored through this at all. Like, I finished it in a day and a half, no problem. I didn't feel like I was forcing myself to read it. I'm just not obsessed with the characters, obsessed with the plot. I didn't feel like I was in this. It was just like an entertaining story. So moving along, enough talking about it. I have 17 minutes left on my timer, so I need to pick my next read. The books that I have left on my TBR are Love Theoretically, Icebreaker, Heartless, The 7-Year Slip, Shatter Me, Assassin's Blade, and Six of Crows. I feel like after reading that, because it was kind of, you know, dark and twisted and like a lot to take in, I want something a little more lighthearted. So I think I'm either gonna go Love Theoretically or Icebreaker, and I'm honestly leaning towards Love Theoretically. I'm so excited to read this. I have been looking forward to reading this for so long, and I hear so many people talking about it, so I am going to grab that, finish my 17 minutes, and then I will check in with you guys. Hello, you guys. Remember at the beginning of this video whenever I said, oh, it's actually not that much time, like this is so doable? Well, I for one am struggling to get through this challenge this week. I don't know if it's just because of the week that I chose to do this on or what it is, but I did not read yesterday. I know. I prepared for girls' night on the wrong day, and then on the day of girls' night, I just did not have time. So it is now Friday, January 5th, so we missed Thursday, but it is Friday. Tomorrow, I think, is going to be the last day of the challenge, so for today, I am going to make up yesterday's time. It is 7:34, and I need to read for 5 hours and 32 minutes tonight. We are once again going to be staying up all night, and you know, it's fine. It's fine. I just cannot believe how hard this has been for me. I did not anticipate it really being a struggle. I was like, yeah, I can allot 2.5 hours each day. That's fine. But apparently, no, I can't. So here we are once again. It's already so late. I don't want to keep rambling and have to be up even later. I am going to set a timer for 5 hours and 32 minutes, and we're going to start reading. I'm going to start reading Love Theoretically. The other day, I literally only made it to chapter 2. So we'll see how far we get tonight. Okay, let's start reading. morning. It's the next day. Last night, I just got so tired and I like did not feel like talking about this at the end of the night when I finished reading. My timer went off. I think it was like 2 something. I don't even remember the time. It was like 1 something. I don't even remember. I woke up this morning and I finished the book. So I think I read for like an hour and a half this morning. So I've already gotten a good head start on today's time. But before I continue reading for the last day of the challenge, I wanted to give my final thoughts about Love Theoretically because I feel like I haven't really talked about it too much yet. And obviously I finished the book, so I have some thoughts. I ended up rating this 4 stars. Honestly, I really liked it. The first like third of it was kind of slow for me because I was a little apprehensive about it being too much about science and about, I don't know, just science, which I don't obviously understand a lot about. But once we got into the second half and especially the end of the book, I was really enjoying myself. I really loved Jack and Elsie together. Jack is the type of guy who is like, first of all, full on obsessed, okay? And he's the type of guy who like notices every small detail, remembers everything. He's gonna do it before you have to ever even think about asking him to do it because he remembered, he logged it away that you wanted that and you like that, and he's gonna remember and like do it. And I absolutely love that. Like I love that he is so obsessed with her that he remembers every small detail. I love that so much. Elsie, on the other hand, I feel like I can really relate to her because her whole character thing is like she is very much a people pleaser and she is constantly trying to think about what she's saying before she says it to make sure that it won't upset the people that she's talking to, and she just wants to be well liked by everyone around her. And I feel like I can relate to that because I am such a people pleaser. And actually last year it was like one of my big things is I just wanted to learn how to set healthy boundaries for myself and stand up for myself and voice my opinion even when I'm like scared that it might not be what everyone wants to hear. Like I'm definitely that type of person. So I really related with her on that aspect, and that was like a huge part of her character. And I love characters that I can relate to. Like this is why I feel like I didn't like Hook as much, is because I wasn't relating to the characters as much as this. And I think that the reason that I ended up rating it 4 stars instead of 5 stars was mainly because I just wish there was like more tension between Elsie and Jack. Like everything in the book was absolutely perfect. However, I love tension. I live for the tension, especially after last year reading books like Fourth Wing and Powerless, which obviously I understand it's a different genre, you know, it's fantasy. However, the tension that I got in those books, like I will forever be craving that. And so that was a little bit lacking for me in this. There was like some, but just not enough. I love the tension, okay? It was still a really good book. It was still really good. Not only was the relationship really cute and that whole aspect of it and like enemies to lovers and whatever, I actually ended up really enjoying the science aspect of it. Not necessarily like the specific science logistics, but just really trying to get into this career field and like explaining different things with it being like a male dominated field. And not only that, but also really explore topics of like womanhood and friendship and becoming an adult and just all these things. So yeah, I really liked this book, honestly, and it does make me excited to read other Ali Hazelwood books. And I wonder if they're all going to be as like, because there was a lot of talk of science, but not to the point where it was like confusing. You didn't need to understand everything she was talking about. It was just like their everyday vocabulary, I guess, would be the best way to explain that. But really good book. But I have 1 hour and 18 minutes left on my timer. So I think the last book that I'm gonna start for this is Six of Crows by Leigh DeBargo. Okay, I keep saying DeBargo. So many of you guys commented this in my bookshelf tour. I keep saying it backwards. It's Leigh Bardugo, but I keep feeling like the D goes in front of the B and then I just say it and I don't even think about it. So if you keep hearing me say that, just know it's against my own will. I know that's not her name. It just comes out and I don't even notice, you know? So anyway, I am going to start Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, and I'm not going to finish it in this video, but I wanted to go ahead and get it started because I am going to do a video after this reading some of the fantasies that you guys have highly requested for me, and this is one of them that I see like every single video I post. You guys are like, please read Six of Crows. So I'm going to start out with this. So I don't think I'll end up talking too much about this book because I want to save it for that video, but this is what I'm going to start this morning. I have my coffee and my MILF mug. I'm feeling cozy in the room. The kids are happy and relaxing with Mark, and now I just get to read for an hour and a half. I feel like this is the best start to my Saturday morning possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and start Six of Crows, and then I will check in with you guys whenever the time is up. Okay. Okay, I finally finished all of my time remaining for today. I am really intrigued by this story. Honestly, I was very intimidated to start Six of Crows because it's such a like popular book and it's so hyped up. Like sometimes whenever a book is talked about so much, it almost makes me not want to start it because I just get so afraid that I will be disappointed in it or I'll have too high of expectations or whatever. And so it kind of like makes me not want to read it, if that makes sense. But that's one of the reasons why I put this on my TBR so early in the year, because this is requested so much in the comments of my videos that I was like, I just need to read it before I have time to like work it up in my head or like second guess reading it or whatever. So that's one of the main reasons why I want to film the next video that I'm going to film with these fantasies. So anyway, I don't want to say too much about that because I am going to start that video probably tomorrow or later tonight. Really liking this so far, but yeah, that is the end of this challenge. I hope you guys enjoyed. I found some really good books this week. We had The Fake Out, which was a 5-star read. We had Hooked, which was just okay, but it wasn't bad. And then we had Love Theoretically, which was 4 stars when we started this. So overall, I feel like that was such a good week of reading. This was such a good start to the new year also. I feel like, I don't know, I've just started the new year on a high with great books, fun video. I'm just so ready for the new year. And thank you again to everybody who has shown me support and subscribed. My channel is only here because of you guys, and I love this community that we've already built here. If you have not already subscribed, make sure that you do subscribe so that you can see my future content and all the videos that I have planned for this year. I'm so excited to share things with you guys and grow together this year. That's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video.